This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. If you're just now waking up with us, thanks so much for joining. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. 6 o'clock, August 31st. Turn the calendars tomorrow. But first, let's turn to our friend John Scalzi in the First Alert Weather Center. Good morning, John.
Good morning to you. We're looking at some pretty pleasant weather, I think, for your morning commute today. We aren't seeing anything in the way of rain showers around, so that's nice. I think on the drive home this evening, there may be 1 or 2 showers around, but that's about it. A drier than average day shaping up for us once again. We have a lot of dry air aloft, and that's going to limit the number of showers we see. Harvey opening up into a depression and lifting northward. The trailing area of low pressure out in the central Gulf, where all those clouds are located in the central Gulf, that may bring us some rain showers over the weekend. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. Otherwise, dry day today, drier than average anyway, with the daytime high of about 92. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Checking First Alert traffic now. You'll see some problems on Cortez heading away from 14th Street West. Also 14th Street West northbound as you approach State Road 70. Farther south down to Sarasota County. Usual delays along the Bayfront, also heading toward St. Armand's. A little slow go on the start of the Ring Lane Bridge there for some reason. South County all clear at 6:02 on your Thursday morning.
Topping our news this hour, as Harvey continues to tear up the Gulf towards Louisiana, there is a bit of good news as rain has largely subsided in Houston this morning.
But much of that city is now underwater and, of course, in crisis. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest from Houston.
In some parts of Houston, water rescues and recovery missions are still going around the clock, 5 days after Hurricane Harvey made landfall.
We've already made one dramatic rescue, and now we're right back at it.
Now a tropical depression, Harvey continues to batter the Gulf Coast.
That river, inside, outside, upside, downside.
Port Arthur desperate to escape the rain.
I'm scared for my baby.
Even though the rain has stopped in Houston, the floodwaters continue to rise. Roughly 15,000 calls for help have poured in. Officials now going door to door, marking bright orange seas on homes that are clear. Officials estimating up to 40,000 homes are destroyed in Harris County alone.
But 100,000 is certainly not out of the question.
Those returning home to see the damage sift through their now waterlogged possessions.
This is in my blood. This is where I'm from. I'm not going. I'm not leaving.
And homeowners who lost everything, it's estimated more than 80% of them don't have flood insurance.
I'm okay. I'm just ready to go home. And I don't have a home because they're flooded out.
Relief efforts are now underway. The U.S. Navy sending 2 ships to the Gulf of Mexico. And today, Vice President Mike Pence will be in Texas to see some of these relief efforts firsthand. Last night, more than 30,000 people slept in shelters like this one. And all night long, there have been volunteers manning those desks, ready to welcome guests 24/7. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Houston, Texas.
Rescue crews have saved more than 13,000 people from the devastation of Harvey. Look at this one, though. This video shows a miraculous rescue by the Coast Guard. You can see up close and personal a mother and a baby being pulled up into the helicopter from floodwaters. This is amazing. It was taken in the Houston area on Tuesday.
And with the intense flooding caused by Harvey, it's not just humans who are banding together to help each other survive. Insects are doing it as well. Take a look at this seemingly innocent pile of dirt floating along some of the floodwaters in Texas. However, it's not dirt. It's actually thousands of fire ants clinging to each other. And you definitely would not want to come in contact with that pile of fire ants.
Developing overnight, a chemical plant in Crosby, Texas could explode. Arkema plant officials say the facility has flooded due to Harvey's heavy rainfall. They went on to say the plant hasn't had power for days due to the floods, and they warn at least one of the chemicals has to be kept at a certain temperature or it can combust. Officials fear the facility will either catch on fire or explode due to the lack of power there. Everyone living within 2 miles of the plant has since been evacuated.
Overseas, today marks the 20th anniversary since Princess Diana died in a car crash. Her life touched the hearts of millions across the world, and her death triggered an unprecedented wave of mourning. Many people in the UK and across the world are using this week to remember her legacy, including Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo, who laid a wreath at the city's Alma Bridge, where Diana lost her life 20 years ago. Princess Diana remains a beloved figure in Europe as candlelight vigils are being held in her honor. Diana lived a life under the spotlight, but she used her influence to shed light on the humanitarian causes that she championed.
6:05 right now. Back in Florida, attorneys for a Palm Beach County millionaire who was convicted of DUI manslaughter are trying now to change the state laws regarding blood alcohol tests. The attorneys went before the state Supreme Court to challenge state rules for testing blood alcohol levels in drunk driving cases. Their client is named John Goodman. He was convicted and sentenced to 16 years in prison back in 2010. The attorneys argued whether law enforcement has the adequate supplies to provide accurate results.
The FDLE's blood collection and blood alcohol rules are both inadequate and inconsistent with the core policies of the implied consent law.
Goodman sought to exclude blood alcohol test results because of alleged problems with the testing rules. His attorneys say they hope to get the case thrown out and receive a new trial.
A Florida man is getting a hefty bill for reportedly contributing to a wildfire. The Florida Forest Service sent Brian Sparks of Bryceville a $60,000 bill to pay for the personnel and machinery used to put out a 705-acre wildfire that officials say he caused while burning old paperbacks and clutter. He also received a misdemeanor citation for failure to obtain a department permit and reckless land burning. The fire forced evacuations and damaged 8 homes. Fire crews from Nassau and neighboring counties worked with forestry workers several days to put out that fire. And Governor Scott has taken away 2 more capital murder cases from a prosecutor who has stopped seeking the death penalty. Scott signed executive orders yesterday reassigning the cases from Orlando State Attorney Aramis Ayala to a prosecutor in a neighboring district. State Attorney Brad King will now handle new sentencing for Jermaine Foster, who was sentenced to death for a 1994 murder conviction. He will also prosecute Robert Cardin, who is charged with killing his mother and brother in May.
Bradenton State Senator Bill Galvano is pushing a plan to waive in-state college tuition for the top graduating high school students in Florida. The bill would require the state to permanently cover 75 to 100% of all tuition costs for up to 94,000 students who choose to attend college or university in Florida. The Florida legislature passed a similar bill last year, but Governor Scott vetoed it, saying it would ultimately hurt state colleges.
With much of Texas still underwater this morning, Governor Rick Scott is voicing the state's support. Florida is familiar with the wrath of hurricane season, and Governor Scott wants to do all he can to help those in need. Scott thanked Florida volunteer organizations responding to Harvey's devastation. Nearly 300 Florida volunteers have already deployed to Texas and Louisiana.
They've saved over 200 individuals from the floods. And we have high water vehicles, we've got boats, we've got mobile command centers over there, and they're going to do everything they can to keep people safe. We'll continue to provide whatever resources Texas needs. I know they would do the same thing if we had a disaster here.
Volunteer Florida is also coordinating the activities of 10 disaster relief organizations. You can find all that information at mysuncoast.com. A full list of agencies can also be found at nvoad.org. And several people in the Miami area packed up supplies and food before heading out along the Gulf Coast to help the storm-ravaged parts of Texas. They, of course, understand the power and devastation that these storms can bring, having lived through it several times themselves.
I think if it was us on the other side of that, we could easily be the ones on the evening news with people looking at us from a helicopter. So in that event, we all have to help each other, and we're all in this together.
The volunteers say they are bringing a boat to Houston and they don't want it back. They're hoping someone will use it to continue rescue missions once they leave. I've seen some reports where nearly 6 to 8 feet of water are in people's homes in some parts of Texas.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, the whole city is underwater. And Port Arthur now, which is a location that was a shelter city, designated shelter city. Wow. And now they have to evacuate the shelters.
Now, I've heard Houston is about 80 feet above sea level.
Some places are.
80.
Some places are not.
Sarasota is about 16 feet, right, or 20 feet?
Okay. Right. A lot of differences between Houston and Sarasota area. The soil type is very different. They have a kind of a clay soil. We have a sandy, loamy soil that allows for percolation downward. We have a lot more grassy areas than they do. They have a lot of built-up structures, a lot of paved surfaces, and their stormwater system is built on a bunch of tributaries funneling through the city and then leading to bayous. So kind of different than what we have.
So they were vulnerable, yeah?
Definitely a vulnerable city.
Okay.
We have across our region a chance of some more rainfall this weekend. We'll talk about that in a few.
Also, first alert traffic and pictures of the devastation left behind by Harvey continue to stream in. ABC is now sponsoring today a day of giving.
We'll hear from a Red Cross volunteer on how you can help from right here at home when we come back.
ABC 7 is gearing up for the 2017 Suncoast Heart Walk on Saturday, September 9th here at Nathan Benderson Park, and we'd love for you to join us. This rewarding, family-friendly day is the American Heart Association's signature event for raising funds to help fight heart disease and stroke. Walk with us September 9th to help save lives, have fun, and help your heart. For more information, visit suncoastheartwalk.org.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperature and dew point match, 78 degrees and 78 degrees, giving us 100% relative humidity. Feels kind of sticky out there, a little bit on the humid side. We've had all that evaporation that has taken place from the deluge that we got, so the surface moisture is still pretty high. Still starry skies out there. North wind comes in at about 3. Drier air aloft is going to limit the number of storms that we get around today. Temperatures across the region fairly uniform. 78 Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood, Ranch coming in at 78. So Sarasota 80 and Venice 81 and Inglewood and 81 out at Longboat Key. Harvey opening up. It's becoming less intense, which is a great thing. It's going to eventually be completely absorbed, turn into an extratropical system and lift off to the northeast, bringing periods of some fairly heavy rainfall to parts of like Memphis and up through the Ohio Valley and then eventually off to the north and to the east. But it's still moving rather slowly, so producing a lot of rainfall through parts of Louisiana. It will pick up in forward speed, though. Now, trailing from its circulation, it's kind of a trough of low pressure. We'll talk more about that in a second. That could be important to our weekend weather. But for today, nice. A lot of blue sky out there, a lot of sunshine, and only a slight chance of seeing an isolated shower or two. Didn't see much around yesterday. Today, the atmosphere aloft has moistened a little bit, and that will allow for perhaps a few more showers, but still drier than the average summer day. You can see all that dry air pluming up. That's the tan color that you see here on our water vapor imagery. And the turquoise color is a little bit higher moisture content air. It's trying to mix in with all this dry air that we have, and consequently our rain chance going up just slightly today. As I mentioned, trailing from the circulation of Harvey is this trough of low pressure which will advance toward the state of Florida. That will come our way by Saturday and increase our rain chances. It's possible that this trough of low pressure could pull up stationary and linger for a day or two. That could lead to the same sort of situation that we saw here locally last weekend with one shower moving over the same location. That's called training, only it won't happen for us necessarily. It'll more likely happen for the Big Bend region. Still, I don't think they'll get the kind of rainfall that we saw last weekend, but we'll keep an eye on that one. Mostly sunny skies for you today. Rain returns this weekend. We'll get more showers around. Some of them could be heavy. And then we'll be watching the tropics midweek next week as we have a new tropical storm out in the open waters of the Atlantic called Irma. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour, but that could be a big player as we head into midweek next week. But for the Labor Day weekend, no worries. Everything looks pretty good except for those rain showers on Saturday. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Taking a look at your first alert traffic in Manatee County, your biggest slowdowns really on 301 heading southbound. There are a few slowdowns on State Road 70 and up towards Cortez Road. Other than that, I-75 is looking clear. As we head into Sarasota County, there is a little blip of some slowdowns on I-75 heading northbound before you get to Clark Road, so keep that in mind if you're heading out the door this morning. In South County, looking pretty quiet throughout that region at 617 on your Thursday morning. Happening today, just days after Hurricane Harvey's initial landfall, we continue to see shocking scenes of devastation. And now we ask what we can do to help.
That's why today ABC is hosting a day of giving to benefit those impacted by Harvey. So throughout the day, there'll be a call to action to donate to the American Red Cross, with the money raised going to benefit those most in need. Now, if you want to help, make a donation at redcross.org or by calling 855-999-GIVE. And now we're joined by Carolina Cardona from the Red Cross, and thanks for waking up early.
No, it's great to be here, and obviously for a really great cause. And, you know, it's such an important issue right now that's going on, not only at a national level, but right now the whole world is basically watching, you know, what's going on here in the U.S.
This must be one of the biggest responses the Red Cross has had in a long time.
Definitely it is. We've have so far thousands and thousands of volunteers on the ground right now in Houston, also in Louisiana. So we are expecting more volunteers to join in. Right here at a local level, among Central Florida and Southwest Florida, we have already deployed 35 people. Wow. We are expecting to have more volunteers head out to Texas and Louisiana. Right now, the first group already deployed, and we're expecting the second group to deploy out to Louisiana.
Right.
And a lot of people at home may be questioning what they can do to help. What do you guys need most right now from people here in the local area?
Basically, it's really the financial support, the financial help, donations via text, by phone, like you mentioned already, www.redcross.org. It's really about giving that immediate assistance to the victims of this massive catastrophic disaster. It's something unprecedented, like FEMA already mentioned. It's massive flooding that nobody was expecting.
Right.
I heard you've got 1,500 people on the ground right now, Red Cross does.
Yes.
230 shelters have helped 32,000 victims.
Correct.
Amazing numbers there.
And we have supplies for, right at the moment, for up to 50,000 people to help them out with their immediate needs, like personal hygiene kits, a hot meal, a place to stay. Right now it's an estimated 67,000 homes that have been damaged. So these are people that are not going to be able to live in their homes for weeks and months to come. You know, they need a shelter. So right now we have 230 Red Cross shelters, along with our partners, opened up. We are expected to open up more shelters in the coming days. So it's astonishing, that number.
Yeah, and that leads me to my next question. How long will the recovery efforts take out in Houston and across Texas and Louisiana?
That's a really good question, Jacqueline. It's really hard to tell at this point because we're still actively working and we're still going to be out there for many, many more weeks to come.
So you're looking to head now toward Louisiana and perhaps even farther north as things go north with Harvey?
That is still being considered. It's still in the planning stages.
Yeah.
Depending on how, the significance of the damage is out in that area.
Right now, all eyes are on Texas then.
Texas, and there are 3 shelters opened up in Louisiana right now.
Okay.
So, and they do have right now some victims.
And one last question: how do people get involved here locally, or if they want to train? I know you guys are still looking for volunteers to go out there.
We are always actively recruiting volunteers. I actually joined about a month ago.
Oh.
So we are training them right now. Next week, we're actually going to have a training for sheltering and to be able to deploy. But it's a great cause. I joined because you have to have it in you. You have to have that willingness, and it's the most rewarding part of it is seeing that you can provide that relief to somebody that's going through so much distraught, stress, very heartbreaking situation. So the biggest reward is just seeing that momentarily relief that they go through, that smile, that thank you that they offer you, that hug. So it's a great cause. It's a great cause to volunteer for.
Yeah. All right, 855-999-GIVE. Carolina, thank you for giving up your time this morning.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah.
Great to have you here. 6:22 right now, still ahead. J.J. Watt in the middle of a massive campaign for Harvey victims.
We'll tell you what the Houston football star set for his next fundraising goal when we come back.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
There's a picture of the group from Leadership Manatee who came by our studio yesterday. John Scalzi helped coordinate that one, and they blitzed us on the set. I'm sitting there, Jacqueline's out covering a story, and John is among the group there on the right.
So I can't even see you. There's so many people in there.
I know. They really took over. They had lots of questions. It's good to meet them all. And you can see more about their visit on my page, Ray Collins, ABC 7.
Yeah, you can also check out my Facebook page. I posted a picture of my dog sunbathing yesterday. We were all loving the sun and the rain gone out of the forecast for the moment, and she was out there sunbathing with her little paws crossed like a little bit of a diva.
The reason we have social media.
Exactly.
Welcome back, 6:26 on your Thursday morning.
Houston Texans star J.J. Watt has been a leader in raising money for Harvey relief efforts.
His campaign began at $200,000. Now it's up to nearly $10 million. Wow. ABC's TJ Holmes has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, J.J. Watt, star defender for the Houston Texans, is taking to social media to raise money for Hurricane Harvey relief efforts.
It's very tough to watch your city get hit by such a bad storm and not be there to help.
Starting with his own $100,000 donation on Sunday, Watt challenged his followers to match it and raised over $500,000 in less than a day. And after tackling that goal, he raised the bar even higher.
And I've upped the goal to $1.5 million now.
And higher.
$2 million.
Now, after raising nearly $9 million, the NFL star is setting his biggest goal yet.
Everything's bigger in Texas, so I'm raising the goal to $10 million.
Money is pouring in from over 85,000 individual donors. And coming up at 7 a.m., join us for GMA's Day of Giving, celebrating the heroes of Houston and raising much-needed money for the Red Cross. With your GMA First Look, I'm TJ Holmes, ABC News, New York.
It's a highly contagious disease that can be really serious, especially for my precious new grandchild. It's whooping cough. Every family member, including those around new babies, should talk to their doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated.
Who knew that my period or sex, even soap, could throw off my pH balance?
Only Vagisil pH Balance Wash has lacto prebiotic. Use it every day to help support a healthy feminine pH. Get more from your wash. Get better intimate health. Vagisil.
Right now at Kohl's Labor Day weekend sale, boys' active tees are only $8. Take 20 to 40% off sneakers for the family, and kitchen electrics are just $19.99. Plus, take an extra $10 off when you spend $25 or more. And everyone gets Kohl's Cash too. Kohl's.
Introducing new Kleenex Go Anywhere pack with America's softest ultra tissue.
Johnson, get in there.
Because you can go anywhere. Kleenex. Take care, take it on.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Discover all the reasons the experts love Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to royalcruisenow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, dozens of people in Manatee County are trying to rebuild after flooding destroyed their homes. Why they're hoping the county will now step in to help.
Even though charges were dropped against him, the police chief of Punta Gorda couldn't survive an internal investigation. We'll tell you why the city fired Chief Tom Lewis after one of his deputies shot and killed a citizen at a training academy.
And a chance to voice your opinion on new updates to the Cortez Bridge. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Live picture of the Ringling Causeway. Still dark out there at 6:32 on this final day of August. I'm Ray Collins.
Yeah, beautiful shot out there this morning. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day. We have little in the way of any kind of a rain chance today, and it's a little on the humid side perhaps for some folks, but you know, it's summer in Florida, right? But we also see a pretty good evaporation rate occurring during the day. Yesterday, the day before, today as well, with all the sunshine that we're going to see. So all that standing water will hopefully start to evaporate away. We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions on radar right now. That's the way it's going to stay through the next couple of days. Harvey has now opened up into a depression. Finally, it's going to start to dissipate over the course of the next 4 or 5 days as it lifts rapidly to the north. We're looking at quiet conditions, I think, on the Suncoast today. Maybe an isolated shower or two, but that's really about it. Forecast in a minute.
See you soon, John. Checking First Alert traffic now. No real problems in Manatee County. A little bend there on the road. A slowdown as you head toward downtown. Sarasota, the only issue we see there right now is at the foot of Fruitville Road as you leave 41 heading eastbound. South County, all clear. Good start to the day at 6:33 on your Thursday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, dozens of people in Manatee County are left trying to rebuild after last weekend's flooding ruined their homes.
One neighborhood just finished rebuilding when the storm hit, and as our Jess Dowdrick found out, some homeowners do not have flood insurance.
It's just a horrible feeling because it just happened a year ago, almost a year ago to the day.
It's a familiar scene for Shady Brook residents. Tables, chairs, and other household items lining front lawns as crews gut the inside of their homes. The neighborhood has experienced devastating flooding 4 times in the last 20 years, the most recent before this weekend, August 31st, 2016.
I know exactly what causes it. It's the creek that's right behind my house.
When Bowley's Creek overflows, it dumps right out into Shady Brook.
It's like a full-flowing river that flows through there, ripping, and I mean, it was, you know, all the way waist deep coming through here.
The board of directors, the owners, and even residents have reached out to Manatee County government, hoping for a fix. Residents say they've been promised one, but the county has never followed through. Now, for the second time in 1 year, the condo association and residents both paying thousands of dollars in repairs.
The flood insurance is just too expensive, especially when they ask you, has it flooded in the past? And you say, yeah, it flooded less than a year ago.
Flood insurance could cost as much as $5,000 a year or more. for homes sitting in flood zones, but as inexpensive as $500 a year for homes that aren't in those flood zones.
So many people out there don't even bother buying those flood programs because they think that they're not in a flood plain since their mortgage doesn't require it. But those people should really think twice about it because the state of Florida, the whole state could go under depending on the type of storm.
After weekend storms, Millennium Insurance in Sarasota is now seeing 3 times the calls that they typically do, customers wanting and needing flood insurance.
It is harder to get flood insurance if you've had claims in the past. The underwriting is a lot more stringent. They do it on a case-by-case basis.
This hurricane season hasn't even started, so I mean, hopefully they don't finish and then we have another real bad storm, because if we do, it could flood again.
Jess Aldrich, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Meantime, a sinkhole opened up yesterday in another part of Manatee County. Look at this. Crews filled in the hole on Tuttle Avenue between University Parkway and Talavas Road. It opened up in the morning beneath the southbound lane on Tuttle. It's about 6 feet wide. Traffic was diverted around the hole. Crews say it was caused by a busted pipe from all the recent rain we had here.
6:36 this morning, and in Punta Gorda, the police chief has been fired in the aftermath of that terrible story last year where a woman was killed during a Citizens Academy training exercise. City Manager Howard Kunick says the firing of Chief Tom Lewis comes after an internal investigation into the death of Mary Knowlton. Kunick says evidence shows the department did not consistently follow standard safety protocols when conducting citizen police training programs.
What I found was a non-standardized approach that created unnecessary risk for everyone involved.
Officer Lee Coel, who actually fired the shot that killed Mary Knowlton, was let go from the department earlier this year. He's expected to be in court on criminal charges resulting from that shooting later today.
Also in Charlotte County, deputies are trying to find a man who stole electronics and also posed as an officer. Detectives say this man you're looking at right now stole 4 iPads. He also identified himself as a law enforcement officer and displayed a sheriff's office business card. He later gave a fake receipt at the checkout on the iPads. He was seen leaving in a newer silver Chevrolet Tahoe. Detectives say the man has targeted other Walmarts in the past. If you recognize him, please call the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office.
Nurses and other medical workers held a protest in Venice to raise awareness about the need for adequate nursing staff in hospitals. The National Nurses Organizing Committee says Venice Hospital's new CEO has a track record of not having enough nurses on staff. The committee says the hospital objected to that claim, although 3 nurses were fired for taking on an overload of patients. Venice Regional sent out a statement saying those 3 nurses at Monroe Regional, quote, failed to report to work without notice. The statement goes on to say that anyone who fails to report without notice poses a challenge to staffing.
We want to make the community aware of this and also make sure that the Board of Trustees of the hospital here is aware of this.
The hospital says nursing plans are based on the number of patients and their specific needs. They also say any staff member who has a concern should speak to a supervisor.
Happening today, another chance to hear the state's plans to upgrade the Cortez Bridge onto Anna Maria Island. FDOT will discuss the bridge's project development and environmental study, which looked at the impact, traffic, air quality, and noise factors of how the project would affect the area's conditions. The open house is set for today, 5 p.m. at the Kirkwood Presbyterian Church on Cortez Road West.
6:39 this morning, and it will still be a week and a half or so before we know how the heavy rains and flooding affected sea turtle nests here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, Mote Marine says nearly 3% of nests were damaged during the last week's severe storm. They're now checking the nests every day to see how many were washed out from the latest rain event. As of last Saturday, more than 4,000 loggerhead sea turtle nests were counted on the beaches from Longboat Key south to Venice, and 88 green sea turtle nests. Turtle nesting season ends on October 31st. Meantime, look at this. An adult loggerhead sea turtle enjoying freedom. Staff there at Mote Marine released Patty at Lido Beach yesterday. Patty had been recovering at the Turtle Rehab Hospital after swallowing a fish hook back in May. Ow. She was also covered in barnacles and algae and was very anemic. But after surgery and 2 months of quality care at Mote, she was given the okay to be released back into the Gulf.
Our best advice is, if you can, use circle hooks. Also,
hooks that are corrodable, so even if an animal ingests it, they can, eventually that will dissolve.
Now, Moat says if you see a marine animal hooked on a line, do not cut it. Instead, call Moat's 24-hour stranding investigations response line, or the Florida Fish and Wildlife Alert Hotline, which is 888-404-FWCC. Since opening, Moat's Rehab Center has treated more than 600 turtles. It's fun to watch, seeing the turtle go back in the water like that.
Yeah. They're always fun, and lots of people are usually able to go out and see them. It's a pretty unique experience to get to see them enjoy some freedom.
I bet it is. I bet it's exciting. That's neat. I never realized that there were non-corrodable fish hooks, which I guess you'd want to avoid that. Stainless steel fish hooks, I guess.
Yeah, round hooks, she said?
Round hooks, yeah.
How do round hooks do the job?
Not a fisherman, but a fisher person, I suppose. We have across the region some very pleasant weather for you today, but some changing weather over the weekend. Talk about that in a second.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, your first alert traffic and health concerns after Harvey.
We'll tell you about the dangers of those floodwaters and what that means for residents still there when we come back.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are the #1 priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number. Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Switch today. It's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Call 1-800-368-8758. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions across the Suncoast. We don't have a whole lot of activity going on right now. Quiet in terms of your morning commute, but by your commute home, there might be an isolated shower or two building and traveling toward the coastline as they die out. But they'll be few and far between. Currently, we're at 78 degrees with a dew point of 78. That's 100% relative humidity, making it feel kind of humid out there. A lot of evaporation has taken place over the last couple of days. That, combined with in the afternoons a westerly wind flow, has led to these higher dew point values that we're seeing currently. We're looking at a north wind right now, light at about 3. Harvey has opened up. It's become a tropical depression, and it's slowly lifting northward, but it will pick up forward speed. significant forward speed and will continue to degrade. In about 2 days' time, this thing will fall apart, probably over Kentucky. We're looking at right now some fairly heavy rain still in progress across Louisiana. Now, trailing from this circulation out in Gulf waters is kind of a little trough of low pressure. That will be advancing toward the state of Florida and perhaps bring us weekend rains. But today, I think afternoon radar is going to look a lot like the morning radar, which is clear of any echoes. Now, there may be a shower or two around, building in inland areas mostly, and then drifting toward the coastline as they die out, but much less coverage than we would see on a normal summer's day today. We have a lot of dry air in place. Tremendous amounts of drier air, but these turquoise colors, that's a little bit more moisture, and it's worked in over the last 24 hours such that the afternoon will feature a few showers around because there's a little more moisture to work with. But there's still no real kicker in the atmosphere, and there's really no large amounts of moisture to work with to get a lot of rain showers going like we might see on a summer's day. But it's coming, because that little trough of low pressure that kind of exits out of the circulation of Harvey will gradually drift in this direction. And what that will do will probably turn up stationary over north central Florida. And what that will do will act as kind of a railroad track, so that the little showers will ride right along that railroad track, one after another after another. And that could bring North Florida a lot of rainfall. For us, it will enhance our rainfall chances just a little bit. In fact, not just a little bit, a lot as we head into the weekend. Saturday will probably double today's rain chance or better. And some of the rainfall on Saturday could be heavy. So rains return this weekend, but for today, mostly sunny skies. We are watching the tropics. Next week, there's a system out in the open Atlantic called Irma, which could become a major hurricane. It's still too early to tell exactly what the track will be, but it certainly does bear watching. Could end up in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Saturday, more rain. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Don. Taking a look at first alert traffic this morning, 301 and State Road 70, seeing the normal slowdowns. Downtown Bradenton not looking too congested this morning. I-75 looking clear as we head into Sarasota County. Your biggest slowdowns really on 41 heading southbound as you're heading out of Manatee County into downtown Sarasota. And it looks like South County pretty quiet this morning at 6:47 on your Thursday. In this hour's Health Smart, Harvey has weakened from a hurricane to a tropical storm, but water from the historic flooding remains. So you may be wondering, how prepared are you for a flood and the health dangers it brings? ABC's Emily Rao has a closer look.
This is what 1 trillion gallons of water looks like. A hazard that can sweep away cars and increase the risk of drowning. But that's not where the dangers of flooding end. Health concerns like bacteria, chemicals, and later mosquitoes and mold, all introduced by those rising waters. Not to mention injuries from dangerous objects obscured by all the muddy water. So if you are in an area affected by flooding, some tips to stay safe. First, stay out of the murky water, whether wading around or in a car. Second, if you do come in contact with the water, make sure to clean exposed areas thoroughly. And as for lingering effects, make sure things like mold are addressed promptly. Or, if possible, stay somewhere else until they are. With this Medical Minute, I'm Emily Rao, ABC News.
Entertainment news now. Hip-hop artist Logic helping increase suicide prevention awareness. His song is actually called 1-800-273-8255. It's the working phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Variety reports that calls to that number are up 30% since the song came out in April. The music video has racked up over 17 million views since it premiered on August 17th. Meantime, U2 surprised fans by premiering a performance of a new song on Facebook. The track is called The Blackout, but Billboard says this song is not the lead single of the band's upcoming album, Songs of Experience. The band will release the first single, You're the Best Thing About Me, on September the 6th.
That song from Logic and Alicia Cara is actually it has a pretty good beat.
Is it good?
And it's pretty good, and the meaning behind it, of course, is always a great cause as well.
I don't recall a song with a phone number in the title since
No, yeah.
8675309.
I know,
Do you know that song?
I do.
Good. 10 to 7 right now. Still ahead, we'll update your top local news headlines and from showroom to shelter.
We'll tell you how one man turned his business into an official storm safe haven when we come back.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Viewers are so smart. One of the fishermen out there, in fact, Lisa, texted me and said, circle hooks are shaped like a C. That's how they work.
Yeah, that way they can catch the fish up in its mouth.
Yeah, there's the Ringling Causeway, 6:53 on your Thursday morning.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories here on the Suncoast today.
The search is on for a new police chief in Punta Gorda. The city fired Tom Lewis yesterday for his so-called casual approach to safety in the wake of last year's fatal shooting of a citizen during a training seminar. The officer who pulled the trigger has yet to face charges.
Plus, an underground pipe that burst on Tuttle Avenue caused a sinkhole in the road. Repairs are underway this morning in the stretch between University and Talavast.
And another chance to inspect the options to replace the Cortez Bridge. A state DOT meeting is set for today, 5 p.m. at the Kirkwood Presbyterian Church, which is on Cortez Road West.
Taking a look at first alert traffic this morning, it looks like Manatee County seeing some slowdowns on State Road 70. Other than that, downtown Bradenton looking pretty clear, as well as I-75 as we head into Sarasota County. Some slowdowns on 41 heading northbound. Also over towards the Ringling Causeway, there is some congestion heading into downtown Sarasota. And in South County, pretty quiet this morning. 6:54, John.
So we continue to watch for beautiful weather today with only an isolated shower possible over the weekend. Potential for some stronger storms, maybe even some heavier rain on Saturday, particularly. Then next week we watch the tropics.
Thank you, John. Finally, store owners across southeast Texas are reaching out every way they can, including opening their own doors to evacuees. In fact, a furniture store outside of Houston stepped in to help. They got plenty of beds there, after all. 300 evacuees have already taken refuge in the store's showroom. Donated towels, shoes, and clothes also available for families. It's an official shelter location. 160,000 square feet of space will serve as a safe haven on the long road to recovery. Wow. We've been tracking this morning some breaking news involving a chemical plant in the Houston area that could have exploded because of the losing power within it. Now we're hearing there has been 2 explosions and plumes of smoke have been reported at the flooded chemical plant called the Arkema plant in Crosby, Texas. So GMA will have much more on this. We've been tracking this, and sure enough, losing power inside the plant caused some chemicals to apparently explode. All sorts of issues from the Lone Star State. Yeah, some devastation coming out of there each day as we continue throughout this week. A day of giving and a day of nice weather also.
Yes, I think today will be just beautiful for us. Another day to dry out.
Good. All right. Looking forward to it.
Much more on that breaking news right now on Good Morning America. Enjoy your Thursdays.